Hey y'all, it's Diana B coming to you once again on the road to massage school. It's been a little while. There had been a couple of classes that were canceled just due to personal reasons of some of the students, but we're back on track and we are kind of getting towards the tail end of school with the curriculum, and now we're just finishing up our practicum as far as doing the personal massages for the clients as well as the MBLEx study prep. Now this is something that we have to go through massage school, and there's certain hours that you have to do with whatever particular state that you reside in, but there's the road doesn't hit the wheel doesn't hit the pavement until you pass a thing called the MBLEx, which stands for the Massage Bodywork Licensure Exam, MBLEx. And I think it's 100 or 125 questions, and you get 2 hours to answer these questions. And you could pass your class with flying stars, but if you do not pass this test, it's game over for you, and you'll have to continue to take the test until you pass in order to practice legally in your state. So it's very, very, very important. I don't have time to be taking the test 2 and 3 times, not at $250 a pop. No sir, no ma'am, as they say in the South. No sir and no ma'am. That being said, I have been scouring the internet and YouTube for different supplemental MBLEx study materials that would give me an edge in order to pass this test. And I came along a gentleman by the name of David Merlino. He's the author of the 2022-2023. This is like his 3rd edition on the MBLEx prep test program, and I did purchase his tutoring package because I wanted to have that little bit of an edge. I have too much going on. I have a full-time position at my job. I am going to massage therapy school, and I'm actually trying to work on other business strategies and plans. That being said, there was something that was so intriguing to me that I wanted to share it with you guys, and that is the MBLEx, or any exam for that matter, test taking tips. And I thought that they were so valuable that I thought I would memorize them. And in this is actually comes from one of the study tips that David talks about, which is teaching what you want to know. Because if you have to teach something, you definitely have to know the material that you're teaching. That being said, I thought I would start with test taking techniques, and I'm going to go through them. All right. So the number one test taking technique you should employ is go to the restroom before you take the test. I know that sounds very simple, but you don't want to have yourself in the middle of the test having to get up and go into the restroom. So go to the restroom before you take the exam. Okay? Number 2, read the question slowly and carefully. Read the entire question slowly and carefully, which leads to number 3. Make sure you understand the question that they're asking you. Make sure that you understand the question that is being asked. Number 4, find the key words in the question. Find the key words in the question. So for example, if I ask you a question, is Albuquerque a city in New Mexico? Albuquerque, New Mexico. If you read the question out loud in your head, you'll kind of naturally come to what some of those keywords could be. Number 5, and David stressed this, do not change your answers. Do not change your answers unless you misunderstood the question. Do not change the answer. Why? Because statistically speaking, those that change answers end up getting them incorrect. Number 6, eliminate the answers you know are wrong. Eliminate the answers you know are wrong. So for example, if you have a 4-answer question, if you eliminate at least one that you know is incorrect, you have a 33% chance of getting that right, even if you had to guess, even if you didn't know the material, because there will be some questions and some things that you have not covered, you never heard about, that will be on that test. That's what I've heard. If you eliminate 2 answers that you know are wrong, that gives you a 50-50 chance, even if you guessed, to get that answer correct. Remember, this test is a pass or fail. Pass or fail. All right, number 7, and that is to read the question before you look at the answers. Read the question before you look at the answers so that they don't influence your decision, your response. Number 8, and that is to try to answer the question in your head first. In your head first. Before you look at those answers, try to answer that in your head first, because if you do that and then you look at the answers, one of those things may lead you to the correct response. Number, I think it's 8. I might be wrong. And that is to review all answers on the test. So for example, you want to look at the ones that you say, well, that's right, and that's probably right too. You want to pick the most correct right answer, because a lot of times they'll put more than one right answer in the examination, but one's a little bit truer than the other. Okay? And then it might be number 8 or 9, we'll just say 9, and that is to make sure that you're hydrated before you take the exam. Why do you think that athletes drink water and Gatorade? Because they get electrolytes, and what does electrolytes do? They give you energy. So you want to put yourself in the most optimal state of mind to take your test. So make sure that you're hydrated. Something very simple, but a lot of people forget. And last but not least, I think is number 10, and that is to work out at least 20 minutes before taking the examination. They have done studies that people have exercised before taking examinations, and they have scored higher and passed more than those that have not. I don't know why. Maybe it's the endorphins that are released. Maybe it relieves stress. But for whatever reason, they say that is one of the test taking tips that you want to do. So I think that was a wonderful list. I actually took the time to memorize all of those. If you have an opportunity to write that down, a lot of times when you go to those tests, you can't have anything, your cell phone, nothing. They put your stuff in a locker and you have to go in and just take the test. But if they happen to allow you to have paper and pencil, write these steps down. I think there's 10 of them, right? Write them down. And that will ensure you have a cutting edge to pass. So this is the Pass the First Time Club. Okay? Next time, I'm going to be covering some of the optimal study tips for you, as well as how to reduce test anxiety. So look for that. Please subscribe with all bell notifications on. If you like the material that I covered, please like, please share, and until next time, use the gifts that God gave you. I love you guys. Mwah.